when I was asked, how can the Big Ten keep expanding? I'm not going to lie. Yeah, there's a way to keep expanding. I don't know if people are going to like what I have to say, but I'll start with this. Add Notre Dame. Geographically makes a lot of sense. I know that Notre Dame has way more ties to the ACC, but the ACC isn't exactly the strongest thing on planet Earth at the moment, which I just discussed. They're not even that great at basketball anymore, at least right now. If North Carolina Duke could make a comeback, that would help. Maybe they could do that in the Big Ten if they decide to jump ship from the ACC. But here's how the Big Ten could grow. Add Notre Dame. And here's where it gets hairy, ladies and gentlemen. Then just keep poaching teams. Don't pretend to give a crap about what's right now. Let's go out and destroy the Pac-10, okay? Go after Oregon, which has over 4 million people in that state, plus Nike. Washington, all right? Oh, Washington State was actually one of my favorite teams growing up, so I feel bad saying this. But Washington, and that state has nearly 8 million people population-wise, if you're talking about these TV deals, which are the main revenue driver nowadays, even more so than people in the stands, even more so than merchandise and soda and things that are sold during games. All right, Utah. All right, BYU just went to the Big 12. Utah, even better than BYU, typically, more often than not. Then you can go south if you want. About Miami of Florida, or FSU, or Clemson, or North Carolina, if you want to add a name brand basketball school, or Duke. I prefer Carolina because they're a little bit better at football, better at baseball as well. So I'm not going to lie. I'm involved in a lot of youth sports, and I hate it when coaches poach, and I hate it when people do all these underhanded things to try to win with 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids. It's pathetic. But college football is big business. And like I said, it may not be right, but why pretend to give a crap about what's right at this point? It's obvious what's going on. Who's going to survive? Who's going to grow? Because if you ain't growing, you're barely hanging on, and then you may not be around pretty soon. So it may not be the right thing. But if the Big Ten's going to keep growing, and eventually I could see where we could end up with 2 main conferences 10 years from now. Big Ten, SEC. I mean, the Pac-10 without USC and UCLA is barely hanging on. The ACC's Magnificent Seven clearly isn't thrilled with what they're dealing with there. Okay. The Big 12 was thought to be on the way to being dead a few years ago. They're hanging on for now. How strong are they really going to be once Oklahoma and Texas leave? All right. Now TCU and Kansas State, they were the 2 teams in the Big 12 football championship game a year ago. They're not Oklahoma, Texas. But we do know historically those are the 2 big name brand programs, which is why the SEC welcomed them with open arms. So I'm interested. It's curious. It's interesting to me, and I'm curious because I think football's the conference realignment is just going to keep changing and growing. And 5 years from